Hello everyone. Now we are going to deal with the last part of this chapter, A Truly Beautiful Mind. Okay. Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with his rise to world fame. In 1915, he had published his General Theory of Relativity, which provided a new interpretation of gravity. An eclipse of the sun in 1919 brought proof that it was accurate. Einstein had correctly calculated in advance the extent to which the light from fixed star would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. The newspapers proclaimed his work as a scientific revolution. Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921. He was showered with honors and invitations from all over the world and lauded by the press. So when Einstein he divorced with Mileva, and in the same year he got married with Elsa. Okay, when he got married with Elsa, his personal life had taken a new turn. In the same way, his professional life also had taken a new turn. What happened in 1915? He had published his General Theory of Relativity. Okay, according to that theory, he provided a new interpretation of gravity. New interpretation means new understandings of the concept gravity. Okay, and in 1919, in the same year when he got divorced, okay, in 1919, when an eclipse of a sun, means solar eclipse had taken place, that solar eclipse was a proof that whatever Einstein had invented or published in his General Theory of Relativity was absolutely accurate. Okay, Einstein had correctly calculated in advance the extent to which the light from a fixed star would be deflected. This is a fixed star, sun, okay, or any other star. So when the light is coming and it is perfectly getting deflected, so this calculation was done by well in advance by Albert Einstein, and when he did it, it was in 1915, and the solar eclipse which took place, it was in 1919. Okay, and the calculation he did was really miraculous. Okay, so people all over the world, they were just very amazed to see his invention. Okay, and he got praisings from all over the world. The newspapers proclaimed, they declared his work as a scientific revolution. Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921 for the same thing. He was showered with honors and invitations. Okay, and he was lauded by the press. Lauded means he was highly commended by the press. So this is how he started becoming famous in his life. Okay, further, when the Nazis came to power in Germany in 1933, Einstein emigrated to the United States. 5 years later, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin had American physicists in an uproar. Many of them had fled from fascism just as Einstein had, and now they were afraid the Nazis could build and use an atomic bomb. So what happened in 1933? In 1933, let me tell you, 1933 is that period when Second World War I guess was started. Okay, Second World War, it's the story of Second World War, and in that Germany was the most powerful country in the war. Okay, and it was led by, Germany at that time was led by Adolf Hitler. So during his rule, he had named that certain thing was Nazi. Okay, and Nazi came to power in Germany. It was his party, I guess. Nazi was his Adolf Hitler's party, and it came to power in 1933 during World War II. So for that, Einstein, he fled, he emigrated to United States. So he moved from Germany to America, United States. 5 years later, after 5 years, when he moved to America, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin had American physicists in an uproar. In an uproar means very upset. What happened? Berlin is a city which is in Germany, and over there German scientists, they were inventing nuclear fission, means atomic bomb they were inventing. So this news spread all over the world, and especially the physicists in America, they were very upset with this invention. So many of them had fled from fascism, just as Einstein had. So many of the scientists, physicists, they had moved from Germany to America, and now they were afraid the Nazis could build and use an atomic bomb. So these physicists were upset because Germany can use Germany can use its invention, the atomic bomb, for the destruction of other countries, his enemy, its enemy countries in the World War II. So these physicists were very upset. They were very sad due to that. At the urging of a colleague, Einstein wrote a letter to the American President Franklin D. Roosevelt on 2nd August 1939, in which he warned a single bomb of this type exploded in a port might very well destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territory. His words did not fail to have an effect. The Americans developed the atomic bomb in a secret project of their own and dropped it on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. Okay, so now when these physicists, they came to know that Germany is developing certain nuclear bomb, they started they were upset. Okay, so one of those physicists, he requested Einstein to speak to American president. So Einstein, he wrote a letter to the president of the then president of America, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Okay, on 2nd August 1939, he warned in his letter by saying a single bomb of this type, if it is exploded on a certain port, that bomb will not only destroy the port but the surrounding area, the territory of that port also, and it's going to take many of the lives. So the American president of that time, he listened to him, and America also started developing its own atomic bomb in secret. In secret, and dropped. But this was not suggested by Einstein to drop those bombs on the Japanese cities of Nagasaki and Hiroshima. He didn't tell them. He just warned America that Germany is developing an atomic bomb. So please be ready. Do something against it. So America was making an atomic bomb secretly. It's okay till there. But what America did further? America further dropped those atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, just to warn Germany that we are also equally powerful like you. So it was just a warning. But what America did, it just destroyed two cities of Japan for no reason, just to prove themselves they are superior than Germany. And those bombs were dropped in the year 1945 in the month of August. So Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of the destruction. This time he wrote a public missive to the United Nations. In it, he proposed the formation of a world government. Unlike the letter to Roosevelt, this one made no impact. But over the next decade, Einstein got ever more involved in politics, agitating for an end to the arms buildup and using his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. Till here, right? Para number 16. So by this destruction, Einstein was deeply shaken, because Einstein is not in the favor of destroying other countries or any other person, to hurt any other person or country. So this time he wrote a letter, a public missive. Missive means letter, especially long and official. He wrote it to United Nations. You know, United Nations is the world organization. He wrote this letter to United Nations, and he requested that it should form a world government. That government will have control on these countries which are very eager to destroy each other, to kill each other. But this letter didn't have any impact on United Nations, as his previous letter had impact on America's president. So he didn't get any result. But over the decade, Einstein got ever more involved in politics. So Einstein, he became a politician. Along with his scientific career, his profession, he also became a politician. But his political life, he used his political life to end the use of arms and ammunitions. What he did, he agitated for an end to the arms build-up, and using his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. Okay. When Einstein died in 1955 at the age of 76, he was celebrated as a visionary and world citizen as much as a scientific genius. When Einstein he died in 1955 at the age of 76, he was celebrated as a visionary and a world citizen as much as a scientific genius. Visionary means a person who can think about the future in an original and intellectual way. So when he died in 1955, when he was 76 years of old, he was celebrated by the world as visionary, a person who can vision the future in a perfect way, and he implemented his present in the same way. And he was also known as world citizen. See, Einstein belonged to Germany. He was born and brought up in Germany. He persuaded his education in Europe, in Zurich. Okay, but he was a world citizen. Whatever inventions he did, those inventions were for the world. People started recognizing Einstein, as a genius person. Okay, to which country he belonged to, it doesn't matter for any one of us. But what matters, Einstein was a brilliant person, and he invented so many important things, and those important things are still benefiting to us. So we are getting benefited to those things. So he is a world citizen in that matter. Everyone in the world knows who Albert Einstein was. So he was not a German citizen, he was a world citizen. So along with his genius, scientific genius, he was a world citizen and he was a visionary person. So we celebrate him in this way. So this was Albert Einstein, and we have come to an end of this chapter. So I hope you had understood it. Please go through all the 3 videos, and please leave your comment in the comment section that you have watched this part of this chapter. So please read this chapter again and understand it. Thank you.